Part two. Sorry, it got messed up somehow. New camera, new phone. The experiment that they did, I'll have to look it up. It's that experiment, I don't know, from the 60s or 70s or something, where they had a control group of like kids at a college, I think, and they gave one group a like an assignment to like pretend they were guards in a jail, and they actually put them in a real jail, and then like they put a bunch of other people as inmates. Of course, they're all just volunteers in the experiment, psychological experiment. To look it up, I think it was in Germany. It's like a famous psychology lesson. Like when if you're in school, you have to kind of read up on this particular. It's like an infamous experiment. So let me look it up. Actually, well, I have the camera running. I can't. So anyway, so and it like the people that played the guards, you know, the regular people that played, they like started like getting crazy and authoritarian, and they went too far with it. And so this can happen to regular people, you know, like when they're, you know, in a position where you tell regular people, hey, do some community watch because we have a parade. And I can't blame them, because what happened in the last parade a couple of years ago, a crazy guy that killed his girlfriend or beat up his girlfriend, or some domestic abuse guy, like rammed his truck into, you know, a bunch of people in a having a parade. So anything can happen. Somebody could like have blow up a bomb. Somebody could have a lone shooting. Somebody could, you know, be crazy. So I understand. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe they're scouting out the area looking for unusual behavior, or maybe their job is to, you know, do some community watch. But people can get carried away with that, and it turns into mobbing. It could also just be that the 4th is coming and they're all hyped up for what's a big deal in like a small town, and that's fine too. So I don't know if this is like a psychological effect of, here's the holidays, we're bored, it's a small town, small city, and you know, a bunch of young males, and you know, I don't know. To me though, like the way it was orchestrated, along with the involvement of like so many people, to me it's just like something else is going on. Community mobbing, like, in other words, I'm out there, I'm having a hard time, I have a little tantrum, I'm looking for my receipt. You know, somebody sees me, gets aggravated with it, somehow it gets to a bunch of other people, and then they start mobbing. Like I said, can it get as sophisticated as then the, you know, high school kids are already, you know, in place, like in the store, like making a big deal of it, trying to make me paranoid? That's a little bit questionable. And like I said, I've had no trouble here at all. Maybe this just isn't the place to have a tantrum. You know, I don't usually have tantrums here, like, because living is so mellow. But I don't know. To me, it has proximity to the event happening, and to me, it's like some kind of glitch with security, or it could just be the holiday where people are hyped up. But what was really strange, like I said, was that adult coming by saying that's enough. Well, you'd think that the high schoolers that were in this CVS, that were in the store, would be well aware of kids like this with behavior problems, the ones I have videos of that I posted. Why would it be me? Like, why would it be me? What did I do? Like, it's just, the whole thing doesn't make sense. There's too many people focusing on me doing something outrageous when all I did was have a little tantrum or trying to find a receipt. I'm emptying my purse out on the sidewalk. So, whatever your deal is, people, cool your jets. I didn't break any laws, I didn't do anything, and it's you guys that kept pursuing me. And actually, to be honest with you, like I said, I had to have the employees come out and get rid of them out of the parking lot, because these young kids wouldn't leave me alone. And then they started complaining, we didn't do anything to you, and interacting. Again, just walk away. They kept interacting, they kept trying to like talk to me and argue with me. And I'm just like, I'm not interacting with them. But in front of the adult female that was there, I'm just like, I'm living in a solid situation here. Like, I know I look homeless, but I'm not. This is laundry. So whatever you're profiling me as, it's not going to work. I don't know what the problem is, but I didn't do anything. And I'm not leaving your town. And I think that's all I said. And they deserve that. They do. But like I said, I interacted with that group of kids with an adult present who's an authority figure, who's an employee of the store. And they were on the property, and they told them to leave because they just kept harassing people and making noise. So this isn't random. This isn't just kids making noise. This is creepy, really outrageously creepy. And I have to say I'm a little disappointed because I am not used to that behavior in this town. I usually don't get bothered at all. Like I said, to me, it has something to do with their little event, And, sure, when I was in the store and I saw that it was becoming like a serious mobbing situation and a bait and wait situation, yes, I took psychological counter moves. Of course I did, because that shouldn't be happening. The high school kids should know damn well that those kids are a pain in the butt and the other adults don't want to deal with them, and there's something wrong with that picture. There's something wrong with that. So of course I got on the phone with somebody and started talking about, wow, this is just like Easy Rider. Of course, because you need to realize the way you're behaving. Also, I'm going to let you know I'm not alone. I'm on the phone with someone. I'm also going to let you know that this is a joke. I'm making jokes about it. And nobody did anything wrong, and I'm not going to take it seriously, and nobody else is either. Okay? And it was funny to compare it to Easy Rider. I mean, aren't they teaching these kids indoctrination in school with like trans stuff and everything? Maybe if I had rainbows all over me, I wouldn't have been harassed so hard or something, right? Or I think I made some kind of statement like that. Like maybe if I was, that's what it was. I was sitting down, and after those kids razzed me in the beginning, I said something about, well, maybe if I was like whatever demographics, are the woke poster children nowadays, maybe if I was XYZ of all those, left-wing poster children, I wouldn't be being harassed right now, I think. And I didn't say it to them. I said it to myself so they could hear me. And it's true. There's something wrong with what happened to me. Now, remember, I had a weird incident maybe about a month or two ago. I went to a 12-step meeting, which I will be doing for the rest of my life because I'm responsible. You do what you're supposed to do in life. You don't go screaming at people and causing trouble and being an ass. You have responsibilities. You have to take care of them. I don't care how crazy I dress or how much of a dinosaur I look like. I take care of my business. Ask anybody. Slow but sure, I take care of my business, and I make things happen for myself, and I reach my goals. And that's the thing. You're not dealing with college people. You're dealing with people that don't understand anything beyond, I'm not all of them. But I'm saying there's a good portion of this town, probably, they don't understand anything past, even though the parents are my age and they're used to the whole Gen X thing. I think an alternative thing. I think you're dealing with people that, some of the kids, it's a little bit more conservative upbringing. And you're dealing with people that only understand this suburban, sensibility of, this many kids, a dog, what is it? 2.3 kids and a dog and a car, and, what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, that doesn't even apply anymore. There's all kinds of stuff. We know that. Entrepreneur, techno nomads, I don't know if that's it, if that's the judgment call. I think there is that element here, but I don't think I've ever been focused on individually here, ever. That was weird. And I certainly haven't had little kids making trouble for me. I go into the restaurant down the street and they just act like they own that entire restaurant. And I understand why you as a parent would want your school on Main Street. I totally get it, because then you can watch them. And they're not on a weird side street, and they're not high school kids. They're not capable of making decisions and defending themselves. And this isn't the good old days where, like we could walk home from school. We used to leave school in elementary school and go down the street out of the playground and go to a restaurant and eat lunch and come back. They allowed us to do that stuff in Waltham and stuff like that, another little city suburb. You can't do that now. I understand that. So at least if you have your kids on Main Street, you can keep an eye on them. You can see who's coming and going. I totally understand that. It's actually a really good idea. I like the way this town does things. It's smart. And so, I don't mind it because I understand it. I understand why they're in that restaurant. Tons of them thinking they own the place and being noisy. Because you can keep an eye on your kids. I get it. I'm mom age, even though I have no children. So, me having a tantrum, not very adult, but that's me, and that's also my subculture. We tell it like it is, and honesty, which people hate nowadays, that's what we are, and that's what we do. And I'm not going to change, and I'm not going to feel bad. It's true. I was having a little bit of a tantrum and trying to find a receipt. You weren't involved. You involved yourself. Then I made a comment that's totally correct. You are being indoctrinated in school, and if I was of a demographic that you were being told is a victim, you would not be harassing me. But you don't like old people. You can see it clearly at the protests. It's all about ageism. And you don't like certain demographics. Me being a woman, I guess, and being hunted by a bunch of young males, I guess that doesn't count for anything. But it's true. I mean, look at women's sports. People are not really into protecting women. Look at the way that Europe is being treated. If you post rape statistics from massive, undocumented, illegal immigration, you go to jail. And who's suffering? Women. So, they have this little setup nowadays in this country, well, especially in these left-wing places where, 30 years ago it would be like, don't harass a single woman who looks like she doesn't have a lot of money and is having a hard time. And now it's like, better to harass me than somebody that is going to get your funding for your school pulled or something. I understand the games, but I just don't appreciate whatever this is. And I'm very disappointed. I'm not disappointed in myself, a little bit, for having a tantrum. But it was just like a 2-minute tantrum, and it's totally normal for me. To sit down, empty my bag, look at the way I'm dressed, okay? I look like a traveler. And to sit there and go, I fucking hate living inside. I hate being a housie. Being a housie is stupid, and I'm aggravated with it. I'm so sick of not being able to find my stuff. I'm tired of not having my backpack when I was traveling. And that's basically what I was saying. Now that whenever I go inside, I lose things, okay? I start losing my stuff. I misplace things. When I'm on the road with a backpack where everything is perfectly packed in every section, and I have a sleeping bag with me, and I'm traveling and hitching and going to see friends or whatever it is around the country, I don't lose anything. A paper clip, I would know where it is in my bag because I'm trained. I'm in routine. I'm in that mode. It's very militant. You know what I mean? So like when I'm inside, I get aggravated. I feel like I'm living in a pile of crap. To me, a room